Hello YouTube, welcome back to PanzerCorps, the Africa Corps campaign. This is Iraq, and we are trying to wrest control of it from the British. And of course this mission in particular, or scenario, is balls hard. Baghdad is pretty well defended, and honestly it's to the point where it's pretty insanely hard. So there's a money position here, and I guess I should say prestige position here. So if you kill the person in this place and at its respective place up here, you will gain some extra prestige. And let me just tell you right now, you're probably going to need it. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. I can't say that I like this particular scenario very much. I kind of find it to be, I don't want to say bullshit, but just very difficult and unfriendly. So there you go. Sure. Wow, whatever that tank is, it's pretty difficult to destroy. Look like maybe a Valentine. Sherman putting up a decent fight. Same thing there. Crusaders are vastly what do you call it, outdated at this point in the game, so he's not going to do much, if anything. Not too worried about the Crusader here. He might attack my infantry and do a little damage, but, you know, honestly, or possibly the flame tank, it's not going to be much. Stu getting some action on that Sherman there. Got some paratroopers here that we're going to use. Okay, interesting. This is a non-core unit fighter, of which just got destroyed. Part of the problem with this particular level is they can basically see everything because of the radar dishes that they've set up, and it makes it very difficult for you to get any kind of a sneak attack or maybe even, you know, an advantage. So it did say that the Italians would send me some reinforcements, so we'll see about that. Finally took care of the Sherman without any further losses, so we're pretty happy about that. Flame tank just removing that infantry from the equation completely. This is not an aircraft turn, so I cannot hit those guys. Destroying the Crusader with very little casualties. Churchill's moving up. Okay, that's pretty good. Considering the fact that he was already hurt to begin with, that ain't bad. Okay. We don't have a ton of prestige already, just due to the fact that we used a lot of our prestige to not only overstrengthen, but to upgrade some of our units. So, I'm kind of low on prestige in this particular scenario, which, you know, may not have been the best choice, but I guess we'll see. And here I didn't realize that just landing on it wouldn't give me the prestige. I thought just landing on that particular hex would give it to me. It does not. You have to destroy any enemy in the area that's along that city. In that city, I should say. That sucks. Also didn't know that there's like 3 anti-tank guns just hanging around there. But we will get some prestige soon. A lot of the cities and things that are what you encounter at first don't really do much for you, so got to keep that in mind. And this is how we're going to cross over the river here. Was this the Tigris? I want to say. Yep. And we destroyed that. What was that? A Grant, I think, that was hanging out there. They also have a piece of artillery that we damaged pretty heavily. Actually, we're going to destroy it, so that's pretty handy. We're building a, I guess you could say, a bridgehead here. A large one. Most of our forces are actually going to make it across here. Mosquito coming in to wreck the day. Lots and lots of tanks and equipment here. Let's see. I can't pause it while it's doing that. We got an initiative +1 there. That's pretty good. But that's if he lives. Okay. So, as you can see, let's get a really clear picture of what they have going for them here. We've got all of the key cities and all of the ways across the Euphrates and Tigris rivers blocked off, and really there's not much. Once you get over to this portion of the map, there's not a lot left for them to really do to you. However, this little section in here is pretty nasty, so I don't know how you could take this out in Field Marshal. I don't think it's possible. Maybe if you were playing lower difficulty, lieutenant, colonel, something like that, maybe even general, that might work, but in Field Marshal, there's absolutely no way that's going to happen. So we are going to land paratroopers here and eliminate this infantry unit to get our extra prestige, which we will desperately need by the time we get it. And yeah, there's not a lot else to say, really. He doesn't have a ton of equipment, but he gets a absolute metric shit ton of aircraft for this particular level, and I don't know why he gets so much for this level, but he gets a lot. So the other thing is, as you can see here, any approach to Baghdad is seen by this radar dish. It is absolutely crazy the range that it has, and there's more than one radar dish, although it's weird, I don't see more than one, but I know there is more than one. Pretty positive. But yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure they put a radar dish somewhere in here at some point. Maybe it's hidden, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. Sherman picking on our Panzer III there. Didn't kill him, wow, that's surprising. Here's our chance to attack that mosquito. Defense +2 is okay. I would have rather had attack +2 or range +1. That'd have been better. Dealing some pretty significant damage to the Sherman here and eliminating him. Currently don't have any prestige to rearm these guys or to reinforce them, so what we're doing here is we're ensuring that, wow, that was bullshit, we're ensuring that hopefully they won't die by basically just keeping them away from the front lines here. Destroying that paratrooper unit there, capturing a couple of cities in an airfield. decimating that steward. Now we do have some prestige now that we took that airfield and that town there. This guy managed to get a rugged defense, which isn't too great for us. Looks like that was a Spitfire? Is that a Spitfire or is that a Hurricane? It's a Spitfire. He was trying to retreat there and rearm up for another attack. I actually managed to destroy him before he could do that. Although, to be honest, we pretty much, even though I think eventually we win the air war, they definitely have the advantage. They just have an unlimited amount of aircraft in this level. It's insane. You're pretty much under constant bombardment. Okay. Interesting. What the hell? That was ridiculous. Absolutely getting ripped to shreds by RNG over there, look like. That I can understand completely. That I have no issue with. Trying to get rid of this infantry unit here so we can get a little more prestige, although not really having much luck. Finally decided we were going to use the paratroopers and get rid of them. I think that was a good choice. 500 prestige isn't much, but it will be enough for us to continue the battle on a lot longer, so... Almost eliminated that infantry unit, so... Next turn we'll probably get another 500, which is pretty good. We really don't want these anti-aircraft units to be near us, so I already made a decision to take them out immediately. Take care of that infantry unit that's left over here with our flame tank. And now we have an opportunity to get at Baghdad from this side, as well as from the north. We're sending 2 Panzer 4Gs because I don't know what's down there yet, to see what's going on down there. Still under aerial assault though, which is not really helping our situation much. That was a little better. Engineers here trying to give us some trouble. Although, looks like they're pretty much done for here. Okay, so we ended up with attack +2 there. Pretty good. I think this here is kind of a mistake. Kind of barging into Baghdad like this. I think this force would have been much better suited to go around Baghdad and come in from behind it instead of the way that I did it. In fact, if I was to redo this particular scenario, that's exactly what I would do. Okay, another 500 prestige for us. Basically, that's just going to give us the ability to continue fighting over here. Reinforcements wise. Ooh. Almost lost that unit. We're starting to get the better of that infantry unit, but it's taken a while. As you can see, there's another radar dish there. Not really a good thing. I kind of want that to go away. So we're definitely going to attack it. Puts us in pretty grave danger from being seen from many different locations. So finally cleared out everything in the upper portion of the map there. And we also destroyed another aircraft unit. At this point we've destroyed so many it's hard to keep track of how many it's been. And it'll get worse. They're definitely going to get more than what you see, so... Okay, that was pretty good. Not the best idea to attack the anti-tank gun there, but didn't have a huge choice really, considering that we don't really want it to attack that flame tank, so risking it a little bit. Okay, interesting. So he's directly attacking our fighters now. He didn't manage to kill any of them so far, so that isn't bad. We are getting pretty well hammered over there near Baghdad, and we just lost an infantry unit there. Finally eliminating those anti-tank guns is a pretty big deal. I don't really understand the whole bomber thing. I don't understand why they're giving us those bombers, because they're strategic bombers. They're level bombers. They don't... When they hit things, they don't really destroy them, so I don't understand the whole deal with that, but whatever. Of course, they have more tanks lying in wait for us here. And yet more aircraft, too. We're going to destroy this gun. That way we can bring the infantry down without any risk of them getting absolutely crushed. Get rid of this fortification here. Wow, nice shot. Okay. Attacking our aircraft again directly. Gonna go ahead and get rid of this radar tower here. That way they lose a lot of their visual abilities over there. And of course, destroying any tanks we come across. Of course, being in the desert is kind of, precarious for a number of reasons. Not one of which being the fact that, there's so much area that a lot of times you can get really screwed over. Okay, they got a little Churchill tank down here. Wow, that was a pretty good attack, although we took just as much damage as they did. But it'll be worth it because hopefully we can get into that key city there, which we did. Gives us a little more prestige, help us out. Keep our fighters up and running a little longer. And another radar tower down, so it's pretty good. That sucks. Sad part is, if I would have just attacked him directly, that may have been the exact same result. So, not terribly disappointed by that. Okay, not bad at all. We will also relieve them of that radar tower. As you can see, as you go through the game, they get more and more. I think what happens is they're just putting new radar towers wherever they can get them, so whichever airfield, that they can put them on, that's what they're going to do. That's what it seems like. Trying to get rid of our bombers. What a bunch of jerks. The Churchill moving into the city of Baghdad, believe it or not, is actually a good thing. It's always easier to destroy tanks when they're in cities, so now we're getting down to the brass tacks. Because the Churchill went to defend that side of Baghdad, he left his artillery wide open, and now we're in behind it. Well, not behind it, but in front of it, and we're giving it what's for, so he's going to lose both artillery pieces protecting Baghdad very quickly. Again, we don't want them to have any radar towers, so we're going to go ahead and take care of these. If I was to know how this level was going to unfold, I think your best bet to the north is to send most of your tanks to the north. In fact, maybe even all of them. Send most of your infantry and flame tanks to the south and come in behind these guys. And I think that would be your best bet. Maybe one or two Panzer 4Gs for the south, like I currently have down there, would be good. But other than that, I don't think you need very much. So absolutely massive amounts of aircraft. They are holding up pretty well, considering. That was really good for us right there. Him going down to less than half of what he started with, or at half of what he started with, is pretty amazing. Not exactly sure what we were doing there. I guess we were doing something. Guess that was the computer doing their turn with their money. It looks like they had around 4,000 prestige still, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. That's a lot. Okay. Finish off one of the last defenders of Baghdad here. Still have the Churchill and the infantry, but it's only a matter of time before we win that battle, so... I'm out of able-bodied defenders here in terms of aerial guys. Okay, pretty good. Looks like maybe, what, one last radar dome, perhaps? Radar tower? The Churchill is pretty much out of ammunition now. And that's a perfect time to just hammer in those attacks. Looks like we got a couple in. Oh my gosh. Churchill there trying to help his buddies out, but not really doing much. Very ineffective anti-aircraft fire there. However, we will deal a pretty crushing blow there, making them lose yet another aircraft. As if they didn't lose enough already, right? Oh. Oh wow, 5 killed on that Churchill is pretty good. So that's the end of the Churchill, finally. Now this Churchill is out of ammunition as well. This is just to ensure that he's boxed in, doesn't have anywhere to go, doesn't have a way to resupply. Very important. So they still have 4,000 prestige here, so they definitely could buy some more aircraft if they want, or, you know, any kind of units they want to buy, reinforce, whatever. They could definitely do that. It's weird because when you look at the prestige going down and up, I think what they're doing is they're like trying to figure out what they want to do, maybe? I don't know. It's really odd. I guess it's the computer weighing its options. Whoa. That was beautiful. Both of those attacks were absolutely gorgeous. So Baghdad is now ours. We're defending, or I'm sorry, we're killing off the last defenders, which will be this Churchill. Got him to surrender. That's actually pretty good. So all in all, pretty well done. This mission, as much of a pain in the ass as it is not super difficult. It's just that the amount of equipment they have, as per usual, is just overwhelmingly in their favor, and the amount of prestige they have is the same. So, to be fair though, we did start off with 4,000 prestige as well. The difference being that we had to use our 4,000 prestige to upgrade and reinforce most of our units, whereas they didn't. Their units would have still been a 10 strength when they started, so pretty nice to have that. Ouch. That was horrible right there. That paratrooper unit really gave us what was for. Going to be cutting it somewhat close on this particular scenario, although it doesn't look too bad. Ooh, that's not good. Pretty low on health there. Okay. We did put some fighters over the top of him to make sure he doesn't get bombed to death. Speaking of getting bombed to death, doing the unusual up and down of the prestige here. Makes you wonder what they're really doing. What the computer's really thinking here. Okay, defense +1 is always good. Gonna go ahead and retreat out a little bit away from the town there. Finally getting some good hits on him. He was pretty entrenched, although a scout car that's entrenched doesn't mean much usually. Pretty much over at this point. Even though this guy is pretty well dug in, we've got 2 artillery units that are coming to ruin his day, so only a matter of time now. I'd say maybe a turn or 2 before it's over. Getting a little revenge there, the paratroopers did. And there is your decisive victory, guys. So, hope you enjoyed watching this particular scenario. This is Iraq. And thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.